The story begins several hundred years ago, in 1556, where a Spanish man named Don is shown with his men in the jungles of South Africa, in search of a tree called lagrimastri crystal because it is a flower that can remove any kind of disease, any kind of injuries, or any kind of curse forever. Even before Don, many people came to this forest to find this tree and this flower. But all are killed, and now Don and his partners are attacked by the trees of this forest. Take over everyone, and when they are about to die, the tribesmen come here. Don asks them for help and they help him, and then with the help of the flower of the lagrimas tree, by which they are completely cured. Don realizes that they know the location of the tree, so he asks them for the location of the flower, but the tribesmen flatly forbid it. The chief of the tribe has a key around his neck. Don asks him, which is the key to reach the tree. But when the chief of the tribe forbids, Don along with his companions kills all the people and burns their entire tribe. But the chief of the tribe curses him that you will always wander in the same forest forever. You will not be able to reach the flower of this tree, and if you accidentally cross the river to get out of this place, you will all turn into stone. Several hundred years later, in 1916, Dr. Lilly is shown in London, accompanied by his brother, who is also his assistant. He tells the Royal Society of England about the flower of the lagrimas tree. As it is called Tears of Moon, it says that any disease or injury can be cured by the flower of this tree. We can also use it in the British War. In fact, some time ago, the British government found the front end of the arrow, and it is the same key that Don wanted to get from the chief of the tribe in 1556, which was around his neck, but the British government does not believe in any such key and any flower. She says that Tears of the Moon is just a story, so she flatly refuses to give Lily and her brother the key to the arrowhead. But Lily wants to get to the flower no matter what. They steal the keys from here and run away. This angers the prince because the prince also wants to get the flower, so he follows Lily. Lily leaves with her brother and an old map. From where she has to travel further, she meets a guide named Frank, and when she asks Frank to go into these jungles, Frank forbids her because the jungles are very dangerous. And as soon as Frank sees the key in Lily's throat, he agrees because he also knows about the key, and now as they are leaving, the Prince of England ambushes them. But thanks to Frank's cunning, Frank, Lily, and her brother escape to the forest. But the prince is not so quick to give up because somehow he manages to get the key from Lily's neck to the Tears of the Moon. Wants to go so that his power will increase even more. Therefore, the prince with his men reaches the bank of the river on the other side of which the forest begins. There is a very deep cave under the ground. The prince goes down with his men, and he finds that Don and his companions have turned to stone because several hundred years ago, Don and his men killed the tribesmen. He cursed that if he tries to cross the river, everyone will turn into stones. And the prince also knows this. Now an idea comes to the prince's mind. He knows that everyone is turned to stone because of this cursed river crossing. So he splashes some river water on Don, which causes his body to shake, and two dangerous snakes come out. The prince tells Don that I need your help. I need the key that Lily currently has, which is the key to Tears of the Moon. Once I find that key, I will retrieve the Tears of the Moon, and I will free you from the curse that is on you. Don answers yes through his snake, and the prince then frees them by pouring water on them all, and they all head towards Lily. It is there in the ship that Lily is shown arriving in Frank's secret room where Frank has made a lot of notes, and in it he has drawn a picture over and over again, and this is the picture of Tears of the Moon. After watching, she realizes that Frank is also behind Tears of the Moon. He does not guide them but wants to reach Tears of the Moon through them. Now Frank also comes here. Frank says I'm not looking for it anymore. I've been looking for it for years, but I can't find it. Lily tells him we can get it now because I have the key. And before they could say anything else, they are surrounded by a lot of wild people, and they tie Lily up. Frank tells them their language and talks to them in their language. Lily asks, "What are you saying?" Frank says I'm telling them to catch me and leave them both. They have no fault. But these people are saying that we want the key. Then we will let you go, and Lily doesn't want to give the key at any cost. She is about to open her bound hands and attack the clan chief, who removes his crown, and explains that they did this because of what Frank told her already. Lily realizes that Frank is cheating on her, so she slaps him. Now the clan leader is here to show her how to get to the Tears of the Moon with Lily's street key signs, also explaining that the flower only blooms for a short period of time. That too on the night when the blood moon rises. And now Lily decides that she will travel alone. Frank tries to explain to her that you have your brother with you. You shouldn't go alone because these roads are too dangerous, and Lily has now decided that she go alone. But before she leaves here alone, Dawn is here with her men's. They are sent by the prince to Lily so they can get the key from Lily. Don is looking very dangerous here. He is no longer a normal human, but has become a kind of zombie, and so are his companions. Now they all want to attack Lily. But Frank helps Lily by pulling her up a rope to a tree where they attack her with Don. But Frank bravely confronts them all. But somehow one of Don's associates snatches the key from Lily's neck and gives it to Don. He then goes to Don, and a dangerous fight between Don and Frank takes place with the key in Don's snake's mouth. Frank somehow manages to get the key from him by grabbing his snake. Then Don stabs Frank in the heart with his sword and throws the key to Lily as he falls from above. Lily grabs the key but is saddened by Frank's death because Frank lost his life helping them. Now the chief of the tribe who comes here says to Lily that you go to the other side of the river. No one will come there. Lily reaches the other side of the river, and the next morning she sees someone's dead body by the river, and when she looks closely it is Frank, but he is still alive. When she picks it up, she sees that Frank is fine, and now Frank tells Lily the truth about himself. Frank says that I am also cursed and have lived for 400 years. Actually, 400 years ago I came here with Don's team. Don's daughter was very sick, that's why we needed Tears of the Moon, but when they killed the tribesmen, they cursed us, so they all went across the river and turned into stone. But I'm not made of stone because I didn't go across the river. I always stayed on the same side of the river. I resettled the tribe, and became a tour guide himself. Now Lily and Frank decide that they will both go to collect Tears of the Moon. Lily leaves her brother with the tribe, and goes to collect Tears of the Moon. The same prince who is frantically searching for Lily somehow manages to reach Lily's brother, who is with the clansmen, and then he has to tell where Lily and Frank have gone to save his life. There, Frank and Lily are shown arriving at the location where they will find the Tears of the Moon. But here they don't see the door with the key around Lily's neck. Frank goes under the water and sees that the door is submerged. Then he tells Lily to go underwater. But Lily is afraid of water. Frank encourages her, and they both go under the water. But then Lily's foot gets caught in a trap, and soon if she does not go up, she will die. Now a lot of fish come here before they attack Lily. Frank comes in front of them, and meanwhile Lily opens the door with the key. Whatever water there is, it all goes down, and the stream dries up completely. Before they go inside, the prince comes in. He has Lily's brother with him. He points his brother at gunpoint, and tells Lily that I have to give him the key, and Lily has to give him the key, and they all come inside where there is a tree with a flower on it, but the tree is dry. The prince says that it seems that the key will have to be put on the tree, and the tree will be green again. It asks Frank if he has been alive for the last 400 years. Frank says if I do. So a flower must be given to me because I want to end my curse and die forever. Lily is very sad to hear this, because now she starts to like Frank. She doesn't want Frank to die. Frank starts looking for the place where the key was supposed to be put, but he can't find it, and he asks this to Lily. Lily says that if I tell you, I will also have to give you a flower. Prince says that both of you will get the one flower. It is up to you both to decide who will keep the flower. Frank tells Lily that you can keep the flower, but set me free. After 400 years in this world, I'm tired. Lily says okay. But now Lily can't find the place where to put the key, and if she doesn't put the key soon, the blood moon will end. And after that, even if they put the key, flowers will never bloom on the tree. Here, Lily remembers what the clan leader told her, that inside the key is the heart of a snake, and when she breaks the key, a shining jewel in the shape of a heart comes out. She places it in place of the snake's heart made here, and as soon as she does so, the whole tree starts to glow, and the flowers bloom on it, much to the prince's delight. It is in his heart that he should take all the flowers and leave here. But then Frank attacks his men, and Lily is shown climbing a tree with a rope. But now the lunar eclipse is about to end when she reaches the flower, but the flower breaks off a leaf, and now it is a leaf of the same flower that they have. Prince comes to her and says, "Give it to me," but Lily throws him down, which Frank catches. But here comes Don and his friends who are all zombies, and they attack Lily. But then Frank shows them the flower leaf, and Don and his friends all start following him. Frank gets Lily's brother off his boat and takes the boat himself. There the prince is seen who wants to go after them, but a stone falls from above, which leads to his death. Now Lily goes to her brothers. He gives Lily a piece of cloth that Frank gave her when he left, and when Lily opens it, inside it is a leaf from the tear of the moonflower, the leaf that Frank used. He could have died. He gave it to Lily. Frank is then seen followed by Don and his companions. And then Frank's boat collides with a huge tree, after which Frank, Don, and his companions are all wrapped up in the tree where they landed hundreds of years ago, which is the part on the other side of the river where they were all made of stone. And once again they all turn to stone. Now Lily reaches the place with her brother, and she sees that Frank is also turned to stone. She puts her hand on his face, but no one moves. But the flower she has now. She puts it inside Frank's mouth, but it doesn't help either. The flower disappears on its own, and Lily and her brother are saddened by this. They start to leave, and then they hear the sound of Frank's tiger, which is Frank's pet tiger. And when they look back, there's Frank completely healed again. Lily is overjoyed to see him, and she goes to him and sees that Frank's body is bleeding. Now he has become a normal human being. The curse has ended, and then we see that there is one more flower left on the tree. In fact, the spark of the last light of the blood moon is there, and it is blooming in this place. Lily breaks this flower, and now they all come back to England. After coming here, Lily makes a lot of medicine from this flower, from which she becomes famous all over the world, and now in this new world in London, Frank is learning new ways of this world, how to be lived in this advanced world. So this story ends here. We hope you have enjoyed this story.